Hello, everyone. I hope someone who attended this webinar can confirm with me that you can hear us and you can see the screen as well. So we can wait just a few seconds till someone is replying. Okay, perfect. So someone confirmed. Thanks, Anna. So it's a great privilege today to host Professor Picha and Professor Carla to this webinar. And I believe it will be a great webinar. We're gonna speak about this special program about the nanotechnology. And the Pavia University is well-known university actually in the pharmacy field in Italy and in Europe. And as a previous alumni from Pavia University, because I studied part of my master at Pavia University, I recommend the university and the program so much. I leave now Professor Picha to give a brief introduction about herself and about her experience in the field of nanotechnology, and she's gonna give also a brief introduction about the program. And afterwards, Professor Carla gonna speak about how international this program is, and how different universities also collaborate to that program. And Eleonora at the end gonna describe the application process for this program. And also don't forget the last part, because I'm gonna speak about my experience at Pavia University. So I welcome all of you here, and Professor Picha, the mic with you. And Eleonora, you can start sharing the screen now.
Thank you, Youssef. Hello, everyone. I'm Professor Bice Conti from the University of Pavia, and I'm involved with my scientific research and didactic in nanotechnologies, but nanotechnologies addressed to the pharmaceutical world for drug delivery systems. So Eleonora can share the screen, the slides, and I will briefly introduce the course, the new master degree that we are going to open at the University of Pavia. The name of the master degree is Industrial Nanobiotechnologies for Pharmaceuticals. Why this title? Because we focus the course to nanotechnologies, but especially to nanotechnologies addressed to biotechnological products and in the pharmaceutical world. In the pharmaceutical world, nanotechnology are involved as formulation and manufacturing of drug delivery systems, of medical device, and of diagnostics. And nanobiotechnology is a branch of biotechnologies that involves the use of nanoscale material as technique to study the biological systems and develop new medical technologies. So next slide, please, Eleonora. The course will address, is focused mainly to drug delivery systems. Most of you will know what drug delivery systems are, such as liposomes, polymer nanoparticles, protein conjugates that can help biotechnological molecules to be more stable and also to address the molecules to target sites. So can help us to improve diagnosis and therapies, and also to go through unmet medical needs. Next slide, please. So the educational goal of the master degree is to create a highly specialized professionals that will be able to satisfy the need of research and manufacturing and quality control in the area of nanotechnologies. And the courses focus to industry, so to give knowledge about industrial processes that involves the manufacturing of nanobiotechnological products. Next slide, please. What will you learn? You will be able to develop advanced drug delivery system for diagnosis and for drug delivery. Will give you a knowledge of the structure and functions of biological active molecules and of basic concepts related to the development of biotechnological pharmaceutical products and the ability to develop pharmaceutical products at industrial level. So next slide, please. Here is the study plan. The study plan is divided in 2 years. And in the first year, you will have some basic courses such as biology, organic chemistry, and analytical chemistry that will be useful to uniform the student preparation and to introduce you to the more specific courses, such as advanced biology, and then the courses that involve formulation studies of pharmaceutical products, both traditional and innovative dosage form, and nanotechnology-based medicine. Then we will give you some knowledge about immunology, biotechnological drugs, and vaccines. At the end of the first year, there is a short traineeship. It is a 3-month traineeship that is addressed to give you knowledge about how to develop, how to work in a lab. So just to give you some practical experience. And at the end of the first year, you will write a brief report about your practical experience in lab that will be discussed in a 1-day workshop. And the second year is more addressed to industrialization with a big course about industrialization process and methodologies and advanced pharmacology. And then you will have 6 months of experimental stage that can be both either in a university lab or in a pharmaceutical company. Next slide, please. So all of the research laboratories at the Department of Drug Sciences are involved and will be involved for internship opportunities. And next slide, please. And we also have some partner companies in Italy that will be happy to host our students for the final traineeship. Next slide, please. So which can be the career opportunities? The career opportunities that we are focusing on are researcher in pharmaceutical companies, principal investigator in a pharmaceutical biotechnological company, and also manager of pharmaceutical and biotechnological companies, quality control manager quality control in research and development area and in manufacture, and also in regulatory affair office, because in the last year, in the course that is dedicated to industrialization, we will give you also knowledge about regulatory aspects of nanotechnological pharmaceutical products. Next slide, please. So here are the requirements for and so for entry and for admission. So I think that Eleonora can give you some news about this.
So,
sorry, my audio. Yeah, now I'm here. Hi, everyone. I'm Eleonora Sauta from the University of Pavia International Office. Yes, I'm happy to tell you more about the admission process. Let's share my screen again. Just 1 second.
but Eleonora, maybe before speaking about the application process, Professor Carla can give a hint about how international the program is.
Yes. We have a slide about this.
Yes, this one.
About our previous experience and current experience.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, or whatever it is, to everybody, and it's a pleasure for me to be here with you to illustrate this initiative. In fact, the present master degree that has been illustrated by Bice had a starting point a few years ago, and the starting point was the NANOMED program. NANOMED is an acronym that stands for Nanomedicine for Drug Delivery, and it is an Erasmus Mundus joint master degree. It started in 2011, and it was a joint master degree on a European basis among 4 different European universities, and the founder university were Paris, together with Pavia, Patras, and Angers. By the way, the first 2 universities that started the project were Paris and Patras, let's say France and Greece. And later on, Pavia joined as an Italian in representation of Italy, and Angers also, again, France. So there are 4 universities in total, and we try to share the best of our experience for the students. NANOMED is also was supported since the very beginning by this association, which is the European Education and Culture Executive Agency, based in Brussels, and it is a so-called Erasmus Mundus project. It is embedded within the Erasmus Mundus project. Means that is addressed not only to European students, but mostly to extra-European students. And it was also supported by this institution, the European Technology Platform for Nanotechnology. So, as I told you, we joined the program in 2011. At that time, Italy didn't have a master course in nanotechnology. So we joined with an escamotage, let's say, by creating, in Italy, in Pavia in particular, a so-called Italian master degree. It was 2 years that had, of course, the same content as the European master degree, as NANOMED. But during the years, it became evident that it was necessary somehow that Italy also introduced a master degree in nanotechnology to be at the same level as the other countries. And so we did a lot of effort for that, and eventually Professor Bice, myself, and the other colleagues succeeded last year to have this project approved in Italy by the Italian Ministry of Education, which was a big goal and reached ours, and here we are. Okay, so now we will start next year, next September, in simultaneous with the ongoing NANOMED, because I forgot to tell you that NANOMED since 2011, has been active in Europe, and this presently we are in the second edition, the second reapplication of NANOMED. We did already 3 years in the first application, and now we have 4 years in the second application. And the last year, we start next year, by the way, in 6 year in 2023 and last until 2025, because it is a biannual course, as you may have understood. So this is the situation now. And then you see here the countries. Oh, another thing interesting is that the project was a European one, but was devoted for extra-European country mainly. In fact, at least 75% of students should have belong to extra-European countries. At the beginning, these countries were basically from Asia, from East Asia, Southeast Asia, and a little bit also from other continents, but basically Asia, because there were previous relationships very well established between some university in Europe and these countries. But so you see here example of the countries that were represented during the year 2011 up to 2020. Recently, 2020, 2023, we had many countries from other continents joined. For instance, we have some of them from South America, basically Brazil and Ecuador, Peru, and Mexico. Then we have a lot also, not only from Northern Africa, which were already there, like Egypt, for instance. It was always very well represented from the very beginning. But besides North Africa, we had also in the years people from Benin, from Cameroon, from Nigeria, and so on. And of course, the major part of students come from Asia. And in this respect, you are very welcome in your group of, let's say, countries, because as I was telling Yusuf, we already have some students, not very many, but some students from a country that you may know, for instance, from Jordan, from Iran, from Syria, and also from Iran, I already mentioned, Jordan, and of course from Egypt. That's all. So that's the program has the same contents as the one already explained by Professor Bice. And what I have to add is that we always add brilliant students from any countries. And Yusuf, not to to praise him, but he's one of the best and also one of the most active in promoting the initiative in, let's say, interacting with the other students.
Oh, thanks, Professor Carla, for this great compliment. Thank you.
And this is true. And so I'm sure that this will continue in the future also, if it will be, let's say now, Italian-based project. So thank you for your attention. If you have any question, please ask. Okay.
Thanks, Professor Carla. Thanks, Professor Carla and Professor Bice for the overview about the program itself. And now Eleonora gonna walk us through the application process and the requirements for the program.
Yes, thank you, Youssef. Thank you, both Professor Caramella and Professor Conti. I'm Eleonora Sousa again from the International Office of the University of Pavia, and I'm really happy to be here and tell you something more about our wonderful and very ancient university and about some administrative stuff such as tuition fees and application process. Our university, the University of Pavia, is really ancient. It's one of the oldest in the world. It has been established in 1361. It is located in Lombardy, 30 minutes far from Milan, so it's really close to Milan, 30 minutes by train. And as you can see from this picture, it's a wonderful and lively, safe, and nice city in the heart of Lombardy. Pavia is not only famous for its university and its beautiful historical heritage sites, but also for its surroundings, because everywhere around Pavia is wonderful. You can find the Certosa di Pavia and the medieval villages and beautiful landscapes. We have a very rich agriculture on grapes, for example, and rice. So that's really also an important thing about our territory. And around Pavia, you will find the seaside, only 1 hour by train from Pavia. You will find the Liguria, Cinque Terre, Genova, and the Alps with the lakes, Garda Lakes, for example, and Como Lakes. And of course, as I said before, you will find Milan, the beautiful and lively city of Milan. Just to give you some information about our university at a glance, so it has been established in 1361. We have more than 26,000 students and more than 1,500 international students. We have 25 English taught degree programs and 99 degree programs in total. So it's a very interdisciplinary university with a lot of degree programs in many disciplines, many areas of study. We are talking about 13 areas of study from humanities until medicine. Okay, let's move to another important and very hot topic for you, which is tuition fee policy. There are two options for non-Italian students, let's say. There is the first option, which is for everyone, can be chosen by everyone, is for both European and non-European students. It's the fee constituted by two installments. The first installment is the regional tax of 156 euro, plus a variable fee, which which can range from 0 to 4,500 euro, based on the student's family economic situation and on the area of study. Please notice that students with an economic situation lower than 23,000 euro are only due the regional tax. That means that they pay only 160 euro, which is really free, for free. You will study at the university for free. But there is also another option for non-European students, the so-called flat rate, which is set on the basis of your citizenship and on the area of your study, according to three brackets. You will find the three brackets in the website, in the link that I wrote in this slide. For example, for Egyptian or people coming from Tunisia, Morocco, Algeria, they belong to the first bracket and they will pay only 400 euro per year. While if a citizen comes from a country which falls in the second bracket, the range will be 1,000, 1,500 euro. And for the third bracket, 3,500, 4,500 euro, depending also on the area of study. I hope it's clear. Otherwise, you will ask questions and we will discuss it later. And there is another hot topic, which is the scholarship, because we offer different kind of scholarships at the University of Pavia, but this is the most important one. It is offered by the government agency EDISU, EDISU, and you will find information on the website that you see in this slide, edisu.pv.it. And if you will be selected for this scholarship on the basis of your merit and academic regularity and your economic situation, you will obtain free accommodation in a university residence called collegio, 1 meal per day for free, pocket money, and also university fee exemption. At the University of Pavia, there are also a lot of exchange programs, and we think this is a plus. This is a very interesting and important point to highlight, because when you become a University of Pavia student, you can have a lot of mobility abroad opportunities with all these kind of programs, and you will be able to spend during one master, you will be able to spend 4 semesters in different university thanks to the Erasmus scholarships, and not only Erasmus. So this is also another important thing to keep in mind when you choose the University of Pavia. So, as I said before, why choose Pavia? Because we have more than 660 years of history. Because the city of Pavia is the best place to study, because it's a very lively, safe, and a small city where the quality of life is really high and the life's costs are affordable. Because we have this unique university residency system with more than 20 university residencies, and because it is a student-sized city with an active student community. Um, I want to tell you something more about the admission process and the application process. The applications are now open. You can apply on this platform, apply.unipv.eu, by June the 8th. And I go back to the slide on the admission here, because when you go on that platform, apply.unipv.eu, you will be able to upload the documents requested and to then sit for the interview, because the entry requirements for this course are, of course, a bachelor's degree, a 3-year bachelor degree in biology, biotechnology, or pharmacy, or similar background. And also, the candidate has to show that he has acquired a minimum number of SETS credits in mathematics, physics, computer science, and statistics, or the equivalent number of hours in these topics. So what you have to do is to upload the transcript of records of what you have studied during your bachelor degree, and then the evaluation committee will evaluate your curriculum. Of course, you have to have a really good knowledge of English, at least at B2 level. After that, the evaluation committee will invite you for the admission exam. As I said before, this is the application portal, apply.unipv.eu, and the applications are still open for European and non-European students until the 8th of June, and for European and non-European students residing in Italy only, from the 4th of September until the 12th of September. If you pass then the admission exam, of course, you will be able to enroll at the University of Pavia, and we will be happy to welcome you and meet you in September for the Welcome Week. And I'm part of the staff that you will meet during the Welcome Week. I'm sorry, I stopped the sharing. Yes, I'm back.
Oh, thanks, Eleonora. It was
And
great actually, because I
all.
think you answered actually a few questions, so that's great. And at that point, I think most of you are like quite interested to learn like what is the experience being a student at the Pavia University. And as a previous student at the Pavia University, I stayed actually at the Pavia University for 9 months. I stayed for 6 months to do my internship at the Pavia University, and I was working on design of experiment with Professor Pinforoni and Giorgio Maribuni. So I used design of experiment to optimize nanosuspension, which was really interesting and cool topic actually. And afterwards, like I went back to Pavia to have courses, and it was really interesting because like at Pavia University, you are not only taking courses, like usually they try to also teach you soft skills. So you learn how to present, you learn like how to write your CV, and all these skills, which is critical for your like future endeavors after finishing your master. And also, like, I remember during this period, like a lot of speakers have been invited from industry and from big pharma. So, and it was really useful to learn how like the process works at the big pharma and the pharmaceutical industry, and it was really enriching experience. This is like from the professional side, and from the other side, like living wise, I think Bavia it's really a nice place because it has like this kind of multicultural and international atmosphere. So you find people from everywhere, from all around the world. So it's really nice to make new friends, to learn about different cultures. Also, as Eleonora mentioned, it's really near to Milan and Lake Como and beautiful places. So on weekends or on holidays, you can visit beautiful places around Bavaria. And it's really a nice place for running as well, if you like running like me. So, and they do have a lot of facilities for students, like restaurants, also like housing. So I think it should be like really cozy and really comfortable for you being a student at Pavia University. So I hope like at this point you have like kind of holistic overview about the program, about the university, about the living at Pavia University. And now actually we try to answer like few questions you already shared. And I'd like to mention, as the program is international, the audience also is quite international because we have people like from India, Iraq, from Turkey, from Nigeria, and from Egypt. So that's really cool to see a lot of people from different nationalities. And the first question here actually was from Ramzan, and he was asking about the application fee. And I think Eleonora already answered that question. So
No,
we can.
actually, I didn't say that, but there is an application fee is €35.
Okay, that's good.
Yes, it's compulsory for every course.
But actually, in the comments here, someone went through an issue when he or she was trying to pay with PayPal.
If you had some issues with the payment, if you're struggling with that, I've been trying to pay the. Okay, so please contact the admission office, which is really, really helpful in this. And if they don't answer you immediately, please be patient, but they will do it. So don't worry. It's the admission office at unipv.it. And they will help you for sure.
And
No, it is not possible to get an application fee waiver.
okay,
And
that's
the
good.
last day to apply is the date of June. So you have 2 days.
Okay, so it's a quite tight deadline.
Yeah.
But we encourage all people to apply for sure. It should be straightforward. And here also, like someone
Again,
like replying to
that can.
another
I
comment.
want to say something. So don't worry if something with PayPal with the payment happening. Don't worry. So just keep calm. Contact admission office and they will help you because they are there for this. They will help you for sure. If they don't answer you immediately, don't worry. You can also contact the office, which is in, that I really know really well, which is called the Welcome Office. So you can try Admission Office or Welcome Office at unipv.it and they will answer you. But don't write many emails, just one email and they will answer you by 24 hours.
Okay, I'm checking all other questions as well. Okay, I wrote also like few questions like about the English test. Like a few people, I think someone asked from Nigeria that he studied like his bachelor in pharmacy in English, and he has like his graduation certificate also like that the courses were in English. So is it possible to have like kind of English test waiver, or he needs it to do IELTS or TOEFL or something like that?
Can I answer? Oh, okay, Carla.
No,
Yes, sure.
excuse me. I was just saying that NANOMED does like that, in meaning that if you had a bachelor degree in English-speaking university, then you are admitted without any need to pass a test or things like that.
Okay, so he just need like kind of confirmations that he got his
Yes.
courses
Yes.
in English.
Correct, Bice?
Well, at the moment, we wrote for admission requirement that you need an English certificate as a B2, as English level. We are asking to the admission office if it's possible to evaluate people who studied in English universities. That means where the course is in English. So we are waiting for an answer to our question. So we will see.
Also, if I can intervene, I mean, recently, Bice knows that we got an email on behalf of a student who was interested in the application, and it was a very good. It wrote a letter, a long letter, in very good English, telling us that normally speak English and has a very good knowledge of English, both from the reading and there's a writing point of view, but has no, for some reason, no official certificate available. So he was asking us if it is possible to admit him and just to have a test during the interview, let's say, or things like that. So I don't know if this is feasible, but it makes sense in my understanding, because if
we asked for this to the admission office, so we are waiting for an answer. yeah.
Yes, because now, in my experience, the students participating in NANOMED, they always had a very good, majority of them have a very good English. And this was also checked during the interview, that it was obligatory, was mandatory at the beginning. And okay, that's for sure. At any rate, they also NANOMED, they asked the rules asked for a certification, or TOEFL rather than others. Okay, don't more or less the same level. Okay.
Okay.
So it makes sense to ask for a certificate. B2 is not very high, no,
not very high.
At the same time, I mean, also to realize that sometimes these non-EU students, they have good English, much better than many Italian students, by the way.
Okay. And since we have a little bit of time, I allowed like few people to join us so they can ask their questions directly. So we have Bayo, I think he is from Nigeria, if I'm not mistaken. So just a second. Okay, so we can have Amr. So Amr, you can ask your questions if you like now. Then we go to Bayo after you. Amr, do you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Good afternoon.
So maybe you can ask your question.
Yes, my question is, are there any PhD programs at this Pavia University that are available? And if so, can I get any information about how to apply, or information about tuition fees, please? And thank you all.
Okay, thanks, Amr, for your question, and we're gonna try to answer it. Thank you.
We have exactly what do you mean about PhD programs? We have several PhD programs at the University of Pavia. about pharmaceutical chemistry and molecular biology and biotechnology.
I think what he is asking about, Professor Peach, is that if this kind of programs are like applying for PhD, is it like a scholarship, or he needs to pay like his fees and his living expenses?
If this program is like a PhD, you mean?
No. He is asking about like for a PhD.
Oh,
Is it
yeah,
like will he
okay.
get like kind of a
Because
scholarship to pay
if-
for his expenses, or he gonna pay everything himself?
He's writing that he already have a master's, so he's asking information about PhD programs.
Yes.
Well, we have several PhD programs, and we have scholarships for PhD.
Okay.
So now the PhD positions are open, and most of our PhD program closed submission application at the middle of July, and then there are competitions in September for PhD. We are discussing with the NANOMED consortium now, that Carla maybe can tell something about a PhD program that will be addressed to nanotechnologies, but this will be in the next
In the
year.
future.
In the future, not now.
That's nice. So to find all these opportunities, they should check the website for Pavia University and go through the profiles of the professors, and they can contact and reach these professors to ask about possibilities to conduct research with them, right?
Yeah. You can. He can go through the PhD programs of the University of Pavia, and if he's interested in pharmaceutical chemistry, we have a dedicated PhD program. If he's more interested in biotechnology and molecular biology, we have a PhD program at IUSS, IUSS, that is a parallel university in Pavia, and has this PhD program in molecular biology and biotechnology.
Okay.
But all of this will come after you got the master degree.
But Amir is writing that he already has a master degree. So he's here to get information about PhD.
Yes, and now actually we have another one which I will let him in. So Bayo is here. So please, Bayo, you can ask the professors your question.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Prof.
Hi.
We can hear you.
Yeah, good afternoon. I'm very much grateful for this webinar. It's more of educative to the program. The program itself is a lucrative of which the whole world needs now. This my issue pertaining my PNC application is like they're asking for B2 English language certificate, all of which I've wrote a letter, I've wrote a mail, I mailed the Professor Conti and Professor Carla yesterday. So waiting for their response. Please, if the committee can please visit the issue, because Nigerian, the official language we operate here is English, and the mode of instruction used in University of Abuja here in Nigeria is English. So English has always been our official language right from the independence,
Bayo,
1960.
I think you made your question clear, and we're gonna discuss it and answer you. Thank you.
Okay,
thank you.
So I think he is asking same questions we discussed before.
Yes, probably it was the same person who wrote.
Yes,
probably
maybe the one you mentioned.
But already asked the international office what.
So I think you already answered that. That will be discussed with the admission office, right?
The admission office, yeah.
So I think it should be clear later, and I don't know Nafisat if she or he is still with us. If she would like to ask any questions. Maybe
Nafisat
or something like that. Okay, and also from the questions we received, there was one question about dentistry. I don't know if there are like courses about dentistry, like dentist. He studied oral
We have a degree
dentistry.
program in dentistry, but in Italian. It's taught in Italian.
Oh, so it will be
Unfortunately,
really difficult
yes.
to
It's
apply
really
for it.
requested. It's very requested by international
Hmm.
students, but it's in Italian. Maybe one day there will be in English.
Okay,
I also
hopefully,
saw
hopefully.
other questions, for example, one on the application period. Amna went on the portal and she saw that the application period has ended. But yes, no, it's
No,
not
no,
ended.
it's not
If
ended.
you go there
Yes, I
and check
think
it
this question.
carefully, because there is yes, that one, because there are three buttons. The first one says the application period is ended, and then the second one says that it's open. So that window is closed and this window is open. So check the portal carefully and you can still apply. Don't miss this opportunity. And I also see that Mohammed says if there will be a next that no, it is not possible to apply for the next semester. I mean, you can apply only once per year, and per the all academic year. So we will open again the application process for 23, 24, no, 24,
24,
25
25.
application in November again. So in
And
November you will be able to apply for the next, not the next, but the next after the next academic year.
but Eleonora, I have a question. Do you think it's difficult to finish your application within 2 days? Like if
No,
someone
it's
just
not. It's not. If your papers are ready, you just have to have your transcript of records, of course, your passport, your degree, bachelor degree ready, pay the application fee. That's
so
all.
I think it's a good reminder for the people who just knew about this program just today. Don't be afraid. Just start your application, and for sure you will be able to finish it on
Yeah.
time.
Yes.
It's a straightforward process, as Eleonora mentioned.
Yes.
But there is another call in September, I understand.
Only for European and non-European residing in Italy students. So
Capito.
not for non-European students.
And here is a question about like I think she tried to pay the fees, but it's not processed. So she is afraid if her application will be processed or no.
If you paid the application fee and you are still you have
Uh,
still troubles with
yes, because like
the
she said, the
confirmation,
pay.
don't
Mhm.
worry. You will receive the confirmation on time, and if it's late, don't worry because the office can see if you paid or not. So if you have doubts, contact admission at unipv.it or welcome office at unipv.it. But if you have paid, don't worry, really. We will do all we can in order to have you in our university.
And there is a question from Nafisat that he or she is asking while I wait for
Yes,
response
yes.
regarding the English language. So I can say that it's better you go ahead with your application, because we are just discussing with the admission office. So it's better you go ahead anyway with your application in a waiting.
I think
While
that's also important point because a lot of people asked about this and the English test. So
Okay.
we encourage you to apply,
yeah,
and Professor Picha and Professor Carla gonna discuss that with the admission office, and they gonna take that into consideration.
Excuse me, but it depends on the offices because they wanted to get the certification, the transcript of scores, whatever it is, during the application. They also ask for this English certificate. If it is not there, they won't be able to apply or not. Eleonora.
So do you encourage them to apply or just
No,
not
I'm just
apply?
asking Eleonora what's about.
Yes, in such cases you can apply. You can upload. You have to upload something. So you cannot upload anything. So if the task for the certificate is empty, you cannot apply. But in those cases, you can try to upload a document says that you will receive the certificate soon and the date, and the evaluation committee will consider your application as well.
It is important that there is no blockage of the site.
There is the block, but you have to upload something that says that you will receive the certificate soon. Otherwise, you cannot apply.
Or you can solve the
or
problem soon.
even you can upload a letter where you specify that your bachelor degree was in English.
Yes, please.
Because
Okay.
I saw that someone applied with the letter, just
Okay,
a
this
letter from
sounds
the
good.
university that your bachelor degree was in English.
I think that's important. So to make it clear, everyone, for this English test, if you don't have the TOEFL or the IELTS score, you can apply and you can upload like kind of a certificate that confirms that you studied your courses in English and you got your bachelor degree in English. And also, if you are planning to take the IELTS or TOEFL test in the future, you can like write the date that you're gonna take it. And you can upload the results of the test afterwards. So don't hesitate to apply and to finish your application form, and don't waste this opportunity, please. And I think we have like 2 further questions, and we can wrap up the meeting. So we have question here like, are there still places for non-EU students?
Yes.
Yes, for sure.
Yes,
and,
for sure.
and also someone is still asking about the scholarship. So please, Eleonora, if you can summarize like the scholarship for non-EU students.
Yes, we actually have a lot of scholarship opportunities, but the most important is that I said before, offered by the regional agency called EDISU, which offers a very important scholarship, which is constituted by free meal per day, accommodation in a university residence, and pocket money, and also an university fee waiver. So if you want to know more, you have to go on the website edisu.pv.eu. And you will find the application window. It usually opens in July. So you have to check the website and apply.
Okay, thanks, Eleonora. Also, there are multiple questions about postdoc opportunities and PhD opportunities. And as I mentioned before, and Professor Picha mentioned, that you need to check the website of Pavia University. You need to also reach out to the professors to check if they do have funds, if they do have like opportunities to host you in their labs. So please don't hesitate to reach to the people and the professors at the Pavia University, and they are really helpful. And for sure, you're gonna find an opportunity for your future careers. And at the very end of the webinar, it was great pleasure actually, and a great honor to have Professor Picha and Professor Carla with us, explaining the program and the potential of nanomedicine and nanobiotechnology. Afterwards, when you have your certificate, you're gonna have opportunities in industry, in academia, and you can have like careers in multiple actually professions. So that's really nice, and we hope like bright future for everyone who attended this webinar. We thank Eleonora so much about like the logistics of this webinar, and also for giving overview about the application process. And we hope everyone a good day. And thank you. And we hope this webinar was useful for all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And thank you to all people. Okay, thank you.
Ciao.
Okay, ciao.
Bye-bye.